All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Not a Sheep podcast. My name is Narwhal. I'm here with my buddy Matt.
What's up?
And we're also joined by our buddy Timothy.
What's good? Timothy Salazar here.
Yeah, thanks for coming on the show, bro.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, we're super excited because Matt, over a year ago now, told me about like meeting you at this Ill Mind thing.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Past the Ox.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and that's so our last guest, Keezy, was also, you also met him through that.
Yeah,
Beast. What a beast.
For real,
dude.
yeah.
But yeah, man, it's just cool. Like I love hearing about new Seattle artists, like local talent. I just like everyone likes being there when an artist is like on the come up, and then you know, like you're like, bro, I've been listening to them for like 4 years, you know. So you recently dropped your first official project?
My first official EP, yeah.
What's it called?
Last week. It's called Quarantine Beach. It's an EP, 7 tracks.
Yeah.
And,
so
yeah, it's exciting, man.
Yeah. How long have you been working on it, would you say?
It was a project that started at the beginning of quarantine.
Okay, yeah.
At the beginning of COVID, really like I started to get kind of crazy, stir crazy just in lockdown.
Right. Yeah.
So it was a means to like escape.
Right.
It was a means to like, you know, get beyond just like being confined in the studio. So I like put my desktop wallpaper to like a beautiful beach.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I would go downstairs and just make beachy music.
Right. Yeah.
And so
dope.
like instead of being like stuck and people are, you know, tripping. I mean, at the time the world was just crazy in general. So it's like, okay, let me use this as a form of escapism. So to answer your question, at the beginning of like COVID was really, it's been a few months, but
yeah. That's
super
awesome, man.
dope. Yeah.
We want to dive in and talk a lot more about this, but before we do, the way we like to start every episode is just to tell you guys what we've been listening to the last couple weeks, who's been on our playlist, hopefully give you guys some new people to listen to. So I'll start it off so you guys kind of get the idea.
cool.
So last couple weeks, I've been in this weird like British rap phase.
Dope.
Really?
Where
That's dope.
I've kind of known about like Stormzy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really the only name I knew, but
It's the grime movement.
yeah, but Keezy actually recommended Burna Boy.
Yeah.
He dropped like
he's
a project.
beast.
And
Yeah.
I've heard the name, but I never listened. And so I've just been on this, just a bunch of them. So Burna Boy,
He's so cool. Like Burna Boy
Really?
is so cool. It's just like
Really?
you see him and just like exudes confidence and just
Yeah.
like coolness.
That's dope.
It's like,
well, yeah,
damn.
his new project has this just sense of, similar to your project, it's like, it's something I want to be listening to when I'm outside,
Word.
just like walking around, like a
Yeah.
peaceful,
Okay, yeah.
just good vibes.
Yeah, he's like really island inspired, tropical kind of.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
So
really
him, and then I'm gonna just rattle off some other guys. I don't really even know them very well, but Hoodie One, SL, AJ, Tracy, Stormzy, bunch of different guys like that.
Stormzy's album last year was amazing.
Is it amazing?
Yeah, it was amazing.
I gotta go check it out because I feel like I always hear about those guys, but I never really give them the chance.
Bro, I need to get on the like whole grime movement.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's so big, and I just like haven't really gotten into it yet.
What does that even mean? Like the grime? Like how do
What does
they
that term
characterize
mean?
that term?
I mean, it's like if you think about like hyphy, it's like a sound, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I think it just comes from how like gnarly the beats were. They're super aggressive,
Yeah.
grimy, like from the streets. Because
Okay.
it's like that's the street music in
Like
the UK.
UK,
Yeah. So I think that's where it comes from. But yeah, they go hard.
Yeah,
they go
man.
hard out there.
Then also Earth Gang dropped a single called Powered Up.
Oh, yeah,
I
I've
love
been
them
listening to
so
that.
much.
They're
I
dope,
haven't
bro.
heard it yet though.
Yeah.
You got them right there. Man.
Yep. Yeah, they're amazing. Big Sean dropped the first single of his
did. Oh, I
upcoming
haven't checked that out
album.
yet.
He
It's
did.
featuring Nipsey.
I
and
mean,
it's,
oh my.
it's so good.
Dude,
I
I'm
listened to it,
excited.
yeah.
I think his I Decided project is like one of the better rap albums of the last like 10 years or so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
man.
I feel like he's not getting the respect for being such a big name.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah. And then that's about it. And then obviously your EP.
Yeah.
Oh.
Been on repeat. So
You've been bumping that. Thanks,
yeah, man, for
Thanks,
sure.
guys.
I have to say, we'll talk about it later, but I always like to know when someone drops a project, like as an artist, what is your personal favorite? So my favorite so far is Island. Song
okay.
Island.
Yeah.
But I got 3 or
My
4
best friend
that
John,
I
that's
really
his
love.
favorite. Okay,
Mine
okay.
was Surf, but yeah.
Yours to
yeah.
Surf?
Mhm.
That's
Okay.
the one that like surprisingly
you weren't expecting that one to be like the one people talk about. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like that was the last song that I added to the whole project. Like I literally recorded that, mastered it like 3 weeks ago.
Really?
That's dope. So it was like a really last minute addition, and like I was kind of apprehensive about how people would react to it because it's so different.
Right.
Like it's different from the whole project, but that was kind of a goal, was like I want to make it really different, like 6 music tracks, make them all kind of.
It is definitely different, but we were talking about how we like how the whole project just fits really well together. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. Like as an artist, when you're trying to create this project that is called Quarantine Beach, like it's clearly beachy, summery vibes. How do you go about just making sure each song gives off that same energy? Like you just know that it's part of this cohesive project when you listen to a song. And that's what stood out to me is that some projects feel like maybe it's just some songs thrown together, but this one, like, it feels like they all connect. You know?
I mean, well, to start, it's only an EP, so it's only really 6 songs. And it's easier to make a 6-song EP like cohesive. But I mean, just in terms of crafting like a sound for this project specifically, it was just like I was so in it. You know, like this like project, I was so immersed in like the vibe. Dude, I would like go into the studio, change the colors of the lights to like orange and turquoise, and like have like some pinks in there. So I would really just like go down and make music with this mentality, and gave myself like, okay, let's see what we can come up with in a month, you know? And then, and yeah, it just all kind of fit.
That's super dope.
That's awesome.
So the people know you're producing, you're singing, you're doing everything, engineering, the whole thing. That's dope.
Wow.
Too much, I would say. Man, shit. It was a lot to take on.
Right. Yeah.
But I think that I take pride in like the ownership of everything.
For sure.
Like, it's kind of the same way same reason why I like individual sports like golf. You play golf?
Yeah.
You play golf?
I don't know, but
like golf and like skateboarding is like the success is on you.
Yeah.
Right? Like if it fails, it's because it's something that
you don't
did
have
wrong.
anyone to blame.
You don't have anyone to blame.
Yeah.
But on the opposite side of that, it's like you get all the shine. You get all of the success is like, oh, that's all the work that you put in.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I mean, I think I'm that way to a fault, bro. Where it's like, with this project for sure, I like realized, okay, it's great to be self-sufficient with as much as you really can be.
Yeah.
But eventually, you're limited by your own abilities.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So like, for example, dude, like mastering this project, it was the first time I mastered a project with my own vocals.
Okay.
I've tried to master like songs, you know, or beats, but like to do one in full with my own vocals, first of all, it was brutal, just because like that's really when all of the mistakes come out from like, the recording
really
process.
Brings it out,
So it was like, it was brutal to just like be able to hear.
And it's so different because you're just like, oh, why didn't I say this different the whole time? And it's kind of too late. You're like, you get so in your head about it.
Do you master your own stuff?
Yeah, I do all the mixing and stuff. And like, dude, it's so different because like there's other artists I work with and I love mixing for them. But when it's myself, it's like I'm just paying attention to completely different stuff.
Dude, it's like, see, I don't know if like, I don't think most people do that. Most
Not
like
really.
pro artists,
for sure,
like they don't even mix their music.
No,
And maybe the one person that I would guess does everything is Russ.
And even then he's been doing a lot of like getting beats from people.
Sure.
But still, like I don't even know if I feel like at the end of the day now he might have people engineering. But who knows?
Yeah.
But his whole come up was kind of about that.
Yeah.
Right,
he's like an
right,
extreme
right.
example,
Right,
and like
right.
he might be doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
We were actually couple weeks ago now on the show, we mentioned, I saw some tweet, I think it was from an artist named Adrian Strezzo, and he said it feels better when you do it yourself, meaning like just that sense of satisfaction as an artist, like even if maybe you could or should get like other people help you in this process, like if you know that you own this and you did this all, there's this sense of satisfaction.
Absolutely.
It's completely different.
Absolutely. And I think that like as artists, well, for me specifically, like I want to prove to myself what I can do.
Right.
I want to prove to myself what I'm capable of. And that means like, okay, for this project, let me really put push myself. Let me push myself to see how many of these things I can do and what I really need to reach out to someone like, hey, help me with this.
Yeah, and not to mention like you're just doing all the music stuff. You're also like have a whole like promotional campaign with it, which is
I
just
did all
a
the
whole nother
graphics
ballgame. Yeah,
and like did a merch line and everything.
Dang,
yeah, that's
bro.
dope. That's super dope.
Yeah, the merch line is about to drop. In fact, like I haven't even done too much announcement to it. But while we're on the subject, yo, I brought you guys.
Show us.
I brought you guys some goodies, man.
Oh, wow.
Okay, Matt was talking about the hat.
Dude, that's
Oh my
fire.
goodness.
Yeah.
That's
Bro.
so sick, dude.
So you got
You
a
guys
hat
gotta
there.
cop this.
You got a t-shirt. You medium? That's like
Probably.
this isn't even out
Let's
yet,
see,
man.
bro. Let's
And
open
then
this up.
yeah, so I got
Can I
like
open it? I can open it up?
yeah, open it up.
Okay.
This was a big thing for me. I wanted to just have like
Oh,
a
these are
merch line.
nice.
I
Yeah.
love merch for like projects.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a
Yo.
champion tee.
Ooh, that's dope. That's
with the-
quality.
Yeah, it's a really great screen print. Got the champ.
We had a whole
right
conversation
there.
about this, me and John, about just like how important it is for artists to like care about this kind of stuff, because it's like you're really caring about the consumers, like on the consumers end. But yeah,
and it's just diversifying your product.
yeah.
Like the music is the music, you know, but like to have tangible pieces of like tangible goods.
Yeah,
because
like-
we make music, it's just airwaves. But like to have tangible goods, it's like a whole different thing. Like for these ideas that I had to like manifest into like hard products, it was crazy to just finally be able to hold something. I got more stuff for you.
Oh, okay. Wow, he's got more.
Yo, okay, so I'm doing these bundles, right? And they're still for sale.
Oh my goodness.
But all of the proceeds for these bundles are going to some two great causes. They're going to Save the Children, and it's a COVID relief fund for children internationally.
Oh wow.
Right.
And then also the other 50% will go to the Equal Justice Initiative.
Okay.
That's
So I mean, yeah, it's a crazy time. We're facing a lot of shit right now. But they come with the mask.
Yeah, bro.
And that's like a custom mask that I designed too.
Yeah.
It's like good quality.
Bro.
And then I got these. I got a postcard. I wrote you guys.
Dude.
Oh, that's
I wrote
so
you guys
awesome.
something on the back
That's fire,
there.
bro.
Yo,
You
that's
can put it up
amazing.
on the wall maybe.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
And then a
that's
little
dope.
stress ball, man.
Oh, he's got
awesome, dude.
everything.
Yeah, man. I
That's
like.
fire.
I
Yo.
appreciate this opportunity, man. I wanted to give back to y'all.
Thank
That's
you, man.
super dope.
Yeah.
This is super cool. It's just crazy to me that like you spent so much effort and just time into creating all the stuff outside the music. Because like Matt said, we were talking about the other week, just like so many artists create a song and they promote the song and want people to listen to it. But at the end of the day, like all the other people who aren't the artist, just the music listeners, like they need more than that to really like get connected with an artist.
And so many people just want to get like famous and make money. It's like they don't care about the listener, and like I feel like this is cool because it gives them something to actually like live with, you know? Yeah.
How did you go about doing all of this? Like how did you know, like what was the process of just being like, all right, I want to create like this whole like merch campaign along with it and like all these like pre-orders and this bundle, like
I mean, it was
how did
exhausting.
you go about
bro.
all
It was
that?
fucking exhausting. Oh, can I swear?
Yeah.
It was exhausting. I was talking to Matt about this before we started recording, but it's like so many ideas just kept, getting thrown into the pot.
Yeah.
And like originally I was supposed to release the project, back in
Like early summer?
June.
Okay,
yeah. June, but then George Floyd happened.
Yeah.
And like I thought to myself, dude, this is no time to like release like a tropical project. So I had to put it on hold, and Surf wasn't on there at that point.
Oh, okay.
So like
Exactly.
I really think that things kind of just happen. Timing happens like for a reason.
Yeah.
But Surf wasn't on there. It like wouldn't have been nearly as like clean. But I was supposed to drop it a long time ago, and with that time, certain ideas like the whole merch line took place, and I was like, okay, well, let me spend a week making the graphics. And it's a weird thing even doing graphics specifically for print, because it's a whole format and it's a whole, level of like detail that
There's so much stuff you
pay
wouldn't
attention.
think about.
Absolutely.
When you're doing it. Yeah.
It's not the same thing as like just opening Photoshop and just making something dope.
Yeah.
Right.
There's so many specifics, so many specs that you really have to just like nail.
Yeah.
And it was a challenge, but like I said, I wanted to challenge myself and like really see what I could create.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's awesome. So did
dope.
you connect with like a printing company or like a merch company, or how did you do all this?
Well, all of this stuff was like independently sourced through just online internet like based production houses.
Yeah.
That's dope.
And because there was so many different elements to it, like I would have to go through this place and then this place for this and this place.
Yeah.
So like it was a bunch of different things. I mean, I would love to have somebody in the pocket where they make all of it, you know, for the next one. But I mean, I want to make it an experience. Yeah. Like I want my music to be an experience, and like really I want to, with the music, take you somewhere, with the merch, like make you feel like you've been somewhere.
Right. Yeah.
And like I'm sending these out, the postcards, to anyone that buys them, and I'm writing you a individual, really personalized letter. So
that's super dope.
So it's an experience. I want to make it unique.
That's awesome, man. We want to talk a lot more about the project, but let's just
Oh, we haven't even finished.
We just the intro, man.
Bro.
No, this is perfect though. This is what we want with the podcast. We want to just flow and like see where it goes. But so Matt, what have you been listening to the last couple weeks?
So I've been listening to the project for sure. But also Nas's album came out last week. So I was listening to that, and then that kind of made me get more back into like, I've been listening to a lot of J. Cole, just a lot of my like big rap influences, but like kind of just both of their music a lot. But Okay. What about you, Timothy?
Yo, wait, real quick. Speaking of J. Cole, you think he's gonna hoop?
Dude, we talked about this. I think I want to see him do it. I don't know if he would be good enough to like actually compete with anyone, but like I feel like a team would sign him. Like Charlotte
for the
should
publicity.
Sign him. Like hometown hero, or like
the Knicks. I heard the Knicks were really in talks for him.
Okay,
because like Knicks could use anyone.
I know he's got a line about like, I hoop but never good enough to ever be a Laker, and it's like that'd be hilarious if he actually like became a Laker.
Dude,
that would be prophetic.
Him and LeBron.
Yeah.
Sick.
I mean, what do you think?
I think he could hoop. I think he could play as a spot up shooter.
Yeah.
Like just give it to him in the corner or something. And
it's just, I don't know if he'd be quick enough. Like there's a lot of other stuff, but like he's definitely better than I think people give him credit for.
I think so, man.
Yeah.
And I think that points are taken away from him because he's like a rapper.
Yeah, I want to see it happen.
I want to see it happen real bad.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'd buy a jersey quick.
Oh,
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
That'd be fire.
Unless it was a Celtics jersey.
I'm
a Lakers,
but the Lakers guy.
I'm a Lakers, so I would never buy that J. Cole Celtics.
All right.
That's funny.
Well, what about you? What have you been listening to?
Let's see. What I've been listening to. I mean, I've been listening to my music way too fucking much.
Yeah, just in project mode.
Dude, do you feel that way? Especially when you have to like mix and master your own shit. It's like you listen to it a million times so that you pick out every little thing.
Right, yeah.
So it's like sometimes I just feel like man, I gotta listen to something else.
Dude, yeah. And like I mix with a lot of like reference tracks.
Yeah.
But like sometimes I'll pick a track and it's like one of my favorite songs at the time.
Yeah.
And I just ruin it because I'm just constantly playing it side by side with my own song. But
right.
Yeah.
What's your reference track?
I changed it a lot, but like it depends on the song. Like my last song, Crazy, was like a pop song.
Yeah.
So I had some like Black Bear songs in there.
Cool.
Had a couple like, I think I did like Hot Girl Bummer just to get like the vocal how I wanted
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
Wait, what's a reference track? So by the way, I don't make music. I'm kind of like the uneducated one in this.
It's a different perspective though, but yeah.
So what's the reference track? Like what's the purpose of it when you're...
So for me, like how I use it side, like if I'm mixing a song, I just literally like download a song, drag it into the session, like play it alongside, and you're literally like constantly back and forth listening to your song and the reference to be like, okay, so the vocal sits a little bit like this, like, the drums are a little bit louder on theirs. Maybe I should like, to get more of like a standard sound, I guess.
So even though,
So
even though the songs are entirely different, you can just use it to.
You generally look for like a similar vibe, obviously, but especially in like mastering, it's important because mastering is like when you're taking your mix song in and then you're like squashing it to make it as loud as possible.
Yeah.
So you don't want to squash it too much and make it too distorted, but you want to get it to like radio levels, they say, so you can like get it to sound good in a playlist or like actually on the radio.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Well said, man.
I'm
Spoken like a true engineer,
I'm
man.
glad that came out well.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing to like explain sometimes,
Yeah.
you know, to people who don't really understand. But it's like such a crucial process in the chain. It's like other than like actual recording.
For sure.
It's
That's
like
the most
important part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
it can make
100%.
or break like your song if
Dude.
shit's not hitting right.
Especially with like, I don't know, like rap music, because it like people nowadays think like, oh, well, this artist made a song and it was distorted, so like mixing doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
No, they did it in like an artistic
Dude,
way, bro.
It's all intentional. These
Yeah.
are professionals.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They do what they do because of a reason.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. Over the years, as I've gotten closer with Matt and like worked with him on different music videos and just been part of your creative process, I never used to really notice if a song was like mixed poorly or something. It's to me.
Well, it's because pros don't mix their music badly. It's
Yeah,
like all
yeah.
amateurs, like you can tell when it's an amateur.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh,
But
okay,
I'm
well,
sure from being around, sorry, I'm going to cut you off,
No, you're
but
good.
being around like me, you probably hear a lot more underground music that's just not.
Well, yeah, that's
as well
the thing.
done.
If I hear some indie artist now who's like maybe not like still learning,
Right.
Like I can tell now, like, oh, this person maybe doesn't really.
you
quite
didn't
know
feel
what they're
that way
doing.
about when you listen to my music?
No, dude, no,
Really?
not at
Okay,
all, bro.
okay.
No, that's the thing. Is like I was just blown away at how professional this project
Damn,
was.
that means a lot, bro. That means a lot.
Yeah, no, it like.
Because
it
we're probably really self-critical as engineers.
Right.
Like, damn, that one little thing could have been 2 dB louder. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's like negligible.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I mean, we just want it to be as perfect as possible. But like, mixes, I don't know if are there ever really like perfect.
Yeah, it's always just like they say,
It's
like
always something.
even with like movies, they say this. It's like it's never done. It's just eventually it's released.
Yeah, that's
you
what's
know?
interesting. Well, it's funny you were saying how when you are making this project, you just listen to your own music so much. Matt,
And I think that's like that shouldn't be the case.
Yeah.
I really don't think that should be the case. Like for the next one, I should relinquish that, that responsibility.
But it just shows how like focused you were.
yeah, and it's funny because Matt sometimes, there's been a lot of times where if Matt and I are planning on filming something or doing a podcast, he'll be like, all right, like I'm on my way over, but like, can you listen to this track? Because I've listened to it for 8 hours straight.
And I have no clue.
He's like, I don't even know what it sounds like anymore. Like, it's just like mush.
yeah.
and
Because your ears literally become desensitized to certain frequencies.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like you have to stop. You have to stop listening, and you have to get other ears to listen to it. So it's like that was a big thing for the mastering process for me, was that I didn't expect it to take nearly that long, but you can only do so much mastering in a day.
Exactly.
Because it reaches a threshold where any more work that you do on it, it's counterproductive.
Dude, yeah, that's like when I put together the little Christmas mixtape I did.
Yeah,
like,
that was dope, man.
just like, it was so tiring trying to put it all together. And I'm like, oh, I have it all done, but like there's like 5 things on each song I need to tweak, and that just adds up. And, it
Yeah.
takes
And then
so
you
long.
tweak that, like you fix one hole and it creates another hole in the
Bro,
boat.
yeah.
Because like, oh, you bring that down, then other things stick out, and it's just like exhausting.
Nightmare. Yeah.
Oh wait, real quick.
Yeah.
We're talking about like movies.
Yeah.
And movies like never being perfect. You feel that way with your video work?
Well, yeah, I was actually going to say, I feel a very similar way to what you guys are talking about when I do music videos, especially if a song, like for example, the other day we released a 1-minute music video for Matt's challenge.
Yeah.
Literally 60 seconds, but I probably re-listened to that 60 seconds like 150
You
times.
probably feel the same way about the song I do now, just because I've heard it so many times.
I mean, it's funny because I'll very quickly memorize the lyrics and
Yeah.
I know exactly when all these things hit, but it's like, I feel the same way with video stuff where there's little things in the music video that other people literally will never notice, but there's some certain effect or some certain thing that I can't get it right. But I'm like, you know what? At the end of it, you just have to release it at some point. So it's a similar process.
So deadlines, like having deadlines, sticking to them.
Yeah.
I think it's important. Like
Yeah.
it's part of the process is like getting it done by then. But like, and you're never gonna feel. It's pretty rare when an artist is like, yeah,
It's
like
perfect.
this is the one, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's how with your Christmas mixtape, like you had been working on it for months and months, but at the end of the day, you knew, like I've been talking to you about, you're like, yo, like I have to release it by this date because it's a Christmas mixtape.
Yeah,
if
no
I
one's
release
gonna
it,
listen after Christmas.
yeah, if I release this on New Year's,
it's a
no
hard
one cares.
deadline.
Yeah, it's a hard deadline.
And so it was funny because you were like working on it for months, but at the end of the day, like those 2 or 3 days before it released, that was your life. Like
that was
like 24 hours a day.
There was like
full time
3 out of 5
overtime.
days where like I probably got like 2 hours of sleep a night. Like it was like, which is not good for mixing.
no,
dude.
that's
not good. But I had to do it because of the deadline. But
Damn.
yeah, the original goal was to have a project done by like Thanksgiving, but so many things kept happening where it was like I had all these songs where I'm like, all right, this person said they'll do a verse, this person said theyll do a verse, and like certain people weren't doing it. So
hey, I got mine
like,
to you fast.
you're the fastest. You and Keezy, I sent it to him in like 9 at night, and he got it to me at like
Same
9 a.m.
night? Oh,
like it was the
my
next
goodness.
morning, but
Dude,
it was
he's a beast.
dope.
He's
yeah,
a beast, man.
super consistent.
While we're talking about deadlines, right? So
Yeah.
like for this project, like that was something that was constantly evolving.
right.
Like I said, like I conceived it and was ready to like drop it in June, but then like the timing of it just wasn't right. And then, dude, I've been pushing back like the release date because mastering's taking way too fucking long.
Yeah.
This is taking way too long, or it's not ready.
Yeah.
So like I think that's one thing about being an independent artist is that when you're calling the shots and you don't have to respond to any kind of label, like it's sometimes nice to have somebody there that's like, nope, it's got to be done by now.
It gets
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
stuff done. Yeah.
Yeah, because you kind of give yourself like a reason why you can.
Oh
push
man,
it
you got
back.
so many excuses.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that also brings up a whole other thing I wanted to talk about. Like with this being your first release, like I've been there before where it's like, it's hard to just get something out there for the first time because it's like you can get so in your head about it. And that's like the hardest thing dealing with creatively is just like doubting yourself.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah. Like I always wanted, I've been making music for so long, guys. Like that's why this is a special one for me. But I've always wanted my first kind of introduction to the music world to be something substantial.
For sure. Yeah.
At least to like, and for whatever reason, I think of like Apple Music or iTunes because I've been an Apple guy my whole life. Like, damn, I want to have music on iTunes.
Yeah.
Like I look at that as like the end all be all to like if you're a real, musician or artist or not. And like I put music out on SoundCloud before, and I'm not to knock SoundCloud or anything, dude. Legit, like it's such a great.
It's just viewed different.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like it was a big deal for me to finally put this out because, like you said, like there's like you're making music, but like you don't have anything out. You don't have anything out, and like we got so much. We got a lot of like advice to like, hey, like just put music out, song.
That was like everything at
right?
at
Ilma, yeah. He's just like, hey man, just like drop a song a week. And shout out to Keezy for really
Actually
fucking doing that
for a year.
Dude, that's unbelievable.
That's insane.
But like, there's no like, that's what I love about this music shit is that there's no blueprint. There's no right or wrong way to do it, right? So
you can learn from other people, but that's not guaranteeing anything.
And you got to go with what feels right to you.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like I could have dropped little singles here or there, but like I've always loved like albums. I've always been like a big fan of just like how people put together like an actual project.
Okay. Yeah.
So like I knew like, okay, well, my first thing where I really am saying like, yo, I'm here. Let me make it something substantial where it's not just a single, and no hate, no shade to like anybody that does that, because so much respect for like just being able to drop music.
Right. Yeah.
But like I just wanted to do something like a project.
Yeah.
But with that being said, like I'm excited to now like be able to just drop singles because I did my thing. Like I put out a project.
It was a good introduction to like the real world of like iTunes and stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And now I can like, all right, now there's no pressure to like, oh, you have to put an album out or you have to put an EP, you have to put a cohesive project out.
Yeah.
Now I could just make a song.
And now it's like anytime you put something out, like say you drop a single and it's doing really well, anyone that checks it out, you have like catalog now for them to go back and listen to.
That was the biggest thing.
Right. Yeah.
That was the biggest thing was like, yo, I make music. Okay, well, where?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, you do have a lot of dope videos on like Instagram of you doing like covers and stuff.
Yeah. I tried to like push that lane, and like for a while that was just what's like was what was like creative to me. But like, I mean, when this project like started gaining some momentum, just like, okay, now the vision is there and the ideas just keep snowballing. All right, let's just keep going with it.
For sure.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed is this project is like no features, just you, 7 songs.
There's no like rap features, but I have featured musician.
Okay.
And that's like my boy Just Jordan. Shout out Just Jordan. He played sax on Mango.
Oh, okay. That wasn't
yeah,
you.
that wasn't me actually playing sax. That's Just Jordan. And he's in the credits. And then of course like the vocal intro, or the vocals on the intro, that's Joanna. Shout out to Joanna too. But those were the only 2 people that I had on the album. And like, I mean, it goes back to what I was saying. Like, I just wanted to really showcase what I could do and challenge myself too. Like, bro, there were so many times like for the beach, I was thinking like, man, Gold Link would be so filthy on this song. Like, I wish I could get a Gold Link verse, but like, yeah, fucking right. So like, okay, let me try and kind of rap like Gold Link.
Yeah.
And it took just rewriting the verses 50, 60 times to just like kind of get that sound that I wanted. But like, yeah, I mean, it goes back to just challenging and really seeing what I'm capable of.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, yeah, so what song was that? Were you rap on it? Which one is that?
I mean, I'm on the beach. I'm kind of rapping on the beach. I'm singing on pretty much everything else.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's cool that you kind of showed like, all right, I can sing, but like I can rap.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm no Matt, but I got some bars, man.
Yeah, dude, that's dope though. Like, I like when artists can diversify. You know,
Yeah.
it's like on the reverse end of that. Like, well, I guess he's kind of a controversial topic right now, but Tory Lanez, how he's got his songs where he can go in and rap, and he's got his songs where he can go in and sing a little bit. But
yeah.
So one thing, like, what are we at? We're at like probably like 30 minutes or so, or 35. But like one thing I just like to ask anytime we have a guest is like, what's the dream? Because different artists really have different visions on
like
what
success is.
Yeah, what success is to them and where they want to be or where they see themselves. And so for you, this is like the first your first project, your first thing on the major platforms. This is kind of your first thing that you've checked off the list.
Yeah.
Where do you want to be? Like
what's the ultimate dream?
What's the ultimate dream?
I mean, okay, number one, to be able to support myself and my family off of like music.
That's dope. Yeah.
Like I can't see myself doing anything else, but like to monetize everything is a whole different ballgame.
Right.
You could just make music for the passion of it, for the love of it. But like it would be such a dream to like actually go into a studio and get, fucking paid to make music, and then like your house is bought off of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's really
that's
like
the dream,
that's the dream. Also being able to like really collaborate with other amazing musicians.
Right, yeah.
I mean, the dream like ultimately is like I'm just trying to get in the studio with Pharrell.
Dude.
Wow. That would be insane.
Yeah. I just want to work with other really dope musicians. I want to like play music for people around the world. I'm trying to do a show in the Philippines, man, and just like vibe with people around the world on some good positive vibes.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, like with this music shit, like it's just self-expression. Like just express. I just always wanted to just express myself, whether it's like melodies or vibes or songs. Like at this point, ultimately I just can't not do this.
Exactly.
Yeah. I feel that.
That's
I think we all of us are artists. We can we're all probably relate to that.
Definitely relate to that.
Yeah. Because it's like a lot of artists have that same feeling of like, I don't see myself not doing this. But then there's also that next step of like, I still love it and I'm doing it because I love it, but the goal is to monetize this and to be able to live off of it.
Yeah.
And that's like, that's the biggest leap.
Yeah.
That's like really hard to make it there. But that's like everyone's dream. It
Yeah.
seems
Right.
like.
Yeah.
What's your day job? Like, what do you do right now?
Man, I've been doing a few things. I've been working at a yoga studio. Yeah.
Like
so,
like instructor?
No, not as an instructor.
Oh,
As
okay.
studio manager on
Oh,
the
okay,
weekends.
okay.
Yeah. Been doing that. I was doing live sound
Okay.
around Seattle for a long time.
Nice.
What's
yeah.
that?
Like concert sound.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's like, I like out of the Art Institute, right away I got like this internship at Carlson Audio. Shout out Carlson Audio. If you need like any kind of like gear, rental gear, or like audio for, your events.
Yeah.
they're the
Yeah.
best.
Okay.
So I was working with them for a while, but I would always be on the other side of the stage, and like, meanwhile, I'm still making music, and I always thought to myself, like, damn, I want to be on the other side of the mixing board. You know what I mean?
100%.
So eventually I just started pouring myself into just like making beats and like writing here and there. So like to be on the other side of the concert is really a big goal for me, Yeah.
Dude, I cannot tell you how much I relate to that feeling of, like, I don't make music, but I'm a videographer, but it's like I've always told my family and my friends, by trade, you could say I'm a videographer, but I never want to like label myself as that, because the dream for me has always been to be in front of the camera and be an entertainer.
Yeah.
But for me,
Interesting.
the only in that I saw was like get really good with a camera, so I know how to so that I can just make stuff where I am in front of the camera.
There you go.
That's kind of how. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut
No,
you off.
I kind of got trapped where I felt like I got a job or multiple jobs where I'm like, I'm the camera guy because he's talented, but it's like I got kind of freaked out because I'm like, oh my God, I'm like out of college now doing something that like I don't really want to do. Like I want to be in front of it. And so it's like
dope.
And
here
maybe
you are.
that's how you felt, like where you were like working in the music audio sphere, but in like a different context.
Absolutely.
Than what you envisioned.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that we'll just get our feet into the door however we can.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, especially I was so much younger, like just, I know I love music.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's with you. I know I love video.
Yeah.
But like, let me just get in where I can. This is an opportunity. I'm going to jump in. I'm going to gain some knowledge and experience and then apply it to what I actually want to build.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's like how I feel. Like I want to be an artist, but like I know that, well, like you got to get beats somehow. So I learned how to make beats.
Absolutely.
And it's like, I got to make this sound good. So I learned how to engineer. And like engineering's how I've like made a lot of connections. And through like that, like I've like connected with artists, and then now we're making songs together. But it started because they wanted me to just mix a song for them.
Yeah.
But yeah.
For you, Matt, do you have like, is your dream, do you ever worry like, oh, I'm going to be known as like a producer and maybe I don't want to be known as that. I want to be known as like the artist. Or do you equally enjoy both sides of the process?
I mean, I do enjoy like all three sides of it, but like I do want to be known as like an artist, but like, I don't know, like I hope I don't want to get labeled as like the producer or the engineer, but like I want to be known for that. Like I think that's dope how like a J. Cole, like everyone knows him as the rapper, but like people really respect his production.
Bro, you got some bangers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like that's kind of the goal, to be like that, or like on an extreme level, like a John Bellion, like everyone respects the like work he puts in, and like that's kind of the respect I want to eventually work my way up to.
Oh,
yeah. So Timothy, who's an artist that you said Pharrell is like a dream to work with?
That's that's an idol to me.
That's
okay.
dope.
Yeah.
So is he kind of, if you could pick one artist who you just want to model your career after or your path after, maybe not even the same type of music, but just like the way they go about it.
Okay. I love like the recent Tyler the Creator project.
Really? Okay.
Like the way he did Igor. Holy shit, that like rocked my world.
Dude,
Really?
it's super creative.
Just because of how creative, how cohesive it is, the arrangement, and he's the first artist rapper to like get a Grammy for fully arranging a project himself.
Oh, really? That's dope.
So like to have that vision and to like have the writing wherewithal to like piece everything together, dude, that's a legend to me. Like I love Tyler the Creator's like newer projects because like I didn't really I didn't really fuck with him in the beginning.
Yeah.
He was just like kind of abrasive, like loudmouth kid. But like now to see his evolution as an artist,
thing. Yeah.
so cool. So cool to see like how he's elevated his music and the actual like artistry of his music.
For sure.
He's not just like saying shock value things on beats. Like he's actually crafting beautiful albums where they flow and there's arrangement. And honestly, it's cause of Pharrell. Because on Igor, he worked with Pharrell, and like I think that influence. I mean, he may have worked with Pharrell on the one before that, Flower Boy.
Yeah.
But like, man, that's why Pharrell will get the best at you.
Yeah. That's awesome. So would you say those two guys are like the dream features or like to work with them
I can't
in some
even
way?
say that I would want to work. I mean, yeah, I'd love to fucking work with Tyler.
Yeah.
But like as far as people that I would want to work with, Pharrell for sure.
Yeah.
100%. I'm trying to work with Kehlani so bad,
really?
bro.
Yeah,
my God, dude. I love Kehlani. And
Doesn't she have a song coming out with Russ? Right?
Really? I don't know.
In like a couple days.
Russ has been dropping weekly.
Don't
so I
quote
don't
me
know.
on that, but I saw a photo of them together on Instagram, and I'm pretty sure it was something about a single coming out in a couple days.
That's
okay,
dope. That's
I
dope.
believe it. Shit, maybe it was produced by Illmind, right?
Who knows? That'd be
Illmind
dope.
got the Russ connection, bro.
Dude, Illmind's got like songs with literally everybody.
I know.
It's like you don't even know about it. But.
Yeah, he seems just like the most liked person in hip hop.
Well, yeah,
I feel
Dude,
like.
his rapport with everyone, his network is just like A1.
That's just like because it's kind of rare for someone to be so genuine at that level.
Yeah. And he's been putting in work for for a long time. So like now I'm not just saying now, but like you're seeing him shine real bright right now within the last few years.
At
least for me.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to tell you what my favorite line on the whole project.
Let's go.
And
this is wild right now.
I'm curious to hear what your favorite line and song is, or what you felt was the most like important to you.
Okay.
I might have got part of the words wrong, but there's a line in what's the name of the one that I told you was my favorite? Island?
Surf. Oh yeah, no, Island.
You say you got me feeling like an island, lonely, trying to figure out what I did. I've been tripping off the silence. Is that did I get that right?
No, you nailed it, man. You just gotta sing it.
But dude, like Matt and I
you just like that hook?
Yeah, like I don't know, just obviously that whole song, but it's like I just connect with certain songs that I like can relate to. And that feeling, I was like, bro, I've felt that so many times.
Yeah.
And so it was just like that part was powerful to me, but
cool.
I don't know, like how do you, when you create a song, what do you like that line, for example, was that surprising to you that one stood out to me, or did you expect, is that like a one that you expected, like, all right, people will probably like that one and connect with that?
I think I thought that people could connect to it because like, especially, I mean, going back to the whole theme of quarantine, like people are fucking lonely.
Yeah.
You know, people are missing people, you know, and they feel isolated.
Yeah.
So like that was one that I wrote that like actually was like, okay, this is a solid reflection of the times.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a solid reflection of like the moment and what people are really experiencing. So yeah, I appreciate that you like that one, and that's my best friend John, one of my best homie John. That's like his favorite song, and the one that sticks out to him, he said, is like ISO like Carmelo, and like that was probably one of my favorite bars from the whole thing.
The Carmelo
line? Carmelo line, just cause like
it's a bar.
Just cause, well, first of all, like Carmelo's hooping, so good for him to like really come back like that. He's always been one of my favorites. But that was a bar that like just freestyling, trying to find the right melody for like the song. It's like, you know, you're singing in the booth, just trying to record and then pick out pieces that you like. And that was one that I just freestyled and like basically took that and then wrote all of the verses
that was the
around
base.
that.
Yeah. That's dope.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was like ISO like Carmelo, and like, okay, really let's make this about isolation and not seeing, you know, the people that you love, the ones that you want.
Yeah. When you create a project like this, the people, when you're referencing like relationships or like a certain person in the song, is it always, as an artist, is it always about a particular real life person, or are there times when you create a line or a song about like a hypothetical person or a situation you've never been in?
I think I've done both, but like it's usually based on something pretty specific for me, at least. I don't know how you feel about that, but
yeah, no, I agree with you. Like, it's hard to really sing something or say something that
you haven't experienced,
don't feel, or you never really felt. I mean, like a good example is like the beach. Like, I'm talking about meeting someone on the beach, and like I've never had that experience, you know, like
never met someone
but I've had like beach experiences with beautiful women. And it's like it wasn't a song that was written like, oh, this is exactly what happened.
Yeah, I think people get that twisted with big songs. Like, I saw someone ask Logic, because he has a song about like being a dad and going to like the supermarket and buying like dad stuff, and they're like, oh, did a fan really come up to you and say this? He's like, no, but like kind of, they said this. And they're like, but that's not real in your song. But like, that's so dumb. It's like, he's just telling a story.
You got to craft the story.
It's
just like, if you're making a movie, did every single thing happen?
Like, it's not a documentary.
You're telling a story.
It's like a piece of art.
Absolutely. That's a great way to put it.
That's
a great way to put it. And some people, some rappers, some artists are documentarians, straight up.
100%.
Some rappers really are. Nas is a documentarian.
Yes, exactly.
And like everything that he says, like, I believe he's experienced, or that's something.
It's just a whole different element, because rappers like that, they just find such creative ways to tell a story. It's like different. It's not just straight up saying what happened.
Yeah. There's artists on both ends of the spectrum. There's people who the song word for word is a literal start to finish story that actually happened, and then there's artists where it's so metaphorical that it's
you have no clue.
You don't even know what it's about, but
Lupe
you still
Fiasco.
love it.
Lupe, some of Kendrick's songs, man, I like that for me,
bro. There's some Kendrick songs that I like, and I'm like, I don't have one single idea what this song is about.
He's just too good. He's too fucking good.
But like, there's a Joyner Lucas song where he raps about it's called like Ross Capiaccioni or something. And
that's a true story.
Yeah, it's literally, it's a rap about a true story of a guy who basically, like, this guy got shot and almost died, and he's basically telling this guy's like life story through the song
of how he was like set up, and it was like his friend who like the whole time was planning on robbing him throughout the whole friendship. It's crazy.
But it's just like, I don't know. I love both of those styles, but I was just curious when I hear you referencing like a certain girl or a certain whatever in the projects. I always just am curious.
Oh yeah, like, bro. Yeah, like I can't front. I've been through some shit. I've been hurting. I've felt everything in that album.
I feel that, bro.
Yeah. That's awesome. Okay, so before I asked you an artist that you want to work with, but is there a slightly different, is there an artist that you feel like your music is like similar to, or like a vibe that maybe you hear and you're like, oh, mine is close to that, or I'd like if mine sounded like this project?
Man, I mean, there's so many influences.
Yeah.
It's like, there's so many influences. Like, I'll say straight up, bro, Island, like, I love Pink Sweats.
I was literally gonna say that. I was gonna ask you.
I love Pink Sweats, bro. So, like, I love Pink Sweats. I love Ty Dolla $ign.
Yeah, okay.
Those two guys, as far as, like, singers
I could hear
that are doing
vocally.
it right now.
Yeah.
I love how Ty Dolla $ign crafts his vocals and his melodies. And then just, like, the Pink Sweats thing where it's, like, acoustic, just guitar and vocals that's raw as shit. Dude, and like you can really convey some emotion through it.
And it's honestly like respectful music. It's not like degrading women. Like that's like one of my favorite things about like Pink Sweats in this project.
Yeah. Thanks, man. No, I appreciate that, because like I don't want to be the guy that like is misogynistic.
Right. Yeah.
You know, there's like there's too much of that in the world today, in rap music especially in general.
Yeah.
So like with this project, I mean, I tried to be positive and like really shine, you know, women and certain attributes about them in a positive and uplifting way.
Right, yeah.
Even more so than that. So like I'm Filipino American, and like I tried to rep my culture and Filipina women in like a positive way. So like I talk about dark brown skin looking so fine, and it's like there's so many stigmas in Filipino culture about like light skin and that being more beautiful.
Right.
Like I'm trying to promote an alternative to like what the common notion of beauty is.
Yeah.
Right. Through just little phrases in the music. You know, I had Joanna do the intro, and like for art, like for Filipino accents, we're like it's often comedic because it's funny. Filipinos are fucking funny. But like we're often viewed as like our accents are often made fun of.
Okay.
So like I tried to have her do an accent or like speak in a way that's like sexy. You know, because I want
a sexy Filipino.
Absolutely. Because like for most of the time when you hear Filipino accents, it's like as a joke.
Okay.
You know, so like I'm trying to promote different ways to look at like our culture.
Right.
Yeah.
That's super dope.
That's awesome. I
love
kind of I love that. I was listening to a podcast a couple weeks ago with Kevin Hart, and he was explaining that one time a couple weeks ago, whenever he was recording this podcast, his daughter, who's like in middle school or high school, came up to him and like she was really upset about something for a while, and he never knew what it was, and he finally like talked to her, and he figured out that she didn't like that her hair was not how like the white girl's hair is, like she kept trying to get her hair to be how like her white friend's hair is, because like she thought their hair is so beautiful, and he was explaining to her like, honey, there's nothing you can do. Like, this is like, you're beautiful for you.
Yeah.
And like his whole point was like, people have these warped perceptions of like what's beautiful and like what is the best look.
Right. And it could just be like a trend. Like they could have been the popular girls at her school, but it's like to her, I don't know. That's just,
yeah. So it's cool that you wanted to kind of put forth like an effort to
I want to deconstruct some of the bullshit that we're like fed. I want to deconstruct some of like the false perceptions that we're forced to believe, and like use music or, you know, use even just little things to make people think differently.
Right. Yeah. That's fire.
So you did the artwork for everything?
I did, bro. I did every single fucking graphic, man, and it was exhausting.
Are you like good at graphic design, or was this
no. Hell no, bro. Like I was like, it took so many hours and just so many fucking revisions of just like, oh yeah, what, like that's cool. But like, oh, I'll figure out how to do one little more thing. That's cool. I knew I had the idea. Like I wanted to look like a postcard.
Yeah.
Right. Like a vintage postcard. So it's just like a matter of reverse engineering that shit. Like, oh, this is how you do the lettering. Okay. And then fill it in with certain things. Mm-hmm. Oh wait, I didn't get to say who I've been listening to.
Yeah,
that's the point. I can't just leave that at like, oh yeah, I've just listened to myself all fucking day.
Yeah. No. Wow. This is good. This episode has come full circle.
It is.
Yeah.
So other than yourself.
Okay. That sounds so bad, bro. That sounds so bad. Don't put me out like that, man.
The last couple weeks, who have you been listening to?
Okay, I've been listening to a jazz kind of hip hop album called Dinner Party. That's the group. Okay. It's Dinner Party, and it's like the super group of like jazz and hip hop guys. Kamasi Washington on sax, Terrace Martin, Ninth Wonder is doing a lot of the beats.
Dang.
And then I'm blanking on the fourth guy. But crazy album, so cool. It's just like jazzy like hip hop beats, because it's like Ninth Wonder on production, so they blap. But like, dude, there's this one song on there where it's like literally just a hook and then just like wide open beat.
Really?
And it's so cool because like I never heard something like that. Yeah. But like most like 7 out of 10 songs that I write, it's only hook. And I never get around to like writing the verse. Yeah. So like to hear something like that, I was like, yeah, there's really no rules to this shit.
You could put, it works. Yeah.
Yeah, you could put, if it flows and it doesn't get stale. Right. Yeah. Like you could put just a hook on the shit and just have it, you know, that's it.
So wait, so this song, there's a hook, and then there's just during when the verses would be, there's just no verse.
Beat, it's a band though, beat. Right?
Yeah.
So there's like live instruments.
Well, no. Like maybe. Wait. Yes, it's a band, but not in the sense that it's a live recording.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, there's like sax on there. Yeah. You know.
Wow, that's actually That's cool. Like I don't know if I've listened to a song that has that like format.
I'm
Where it
saying
works,
it like blew my mind because it was just like that is kind of natural to me, and I gravitate to that like style because you can say so much in just a hook, and like that can just set the vibe.
Yeah.
And like to be honest, like the verse, if it's not right, it's better off without it.
Exactly.
You know? So
That's,
like
yeah.
that song was like the hook is perfect, the instrumentation around it is perfect. Just fucking leave it. It's simple.
Dude,
simplicity.
Like there are some people that'll make like a 1 minute song just to get it out there, but like I feel like with music nowadays, it's like, why are you leaving the fat in there? Like if it doesn't need to be in there, like it shouldn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wait,
Yeah.
you said make a 1 minute song?
No, I'm saying like there's like a lot of people nowadays that are making super short songs.
Yeah.
I don't think that is the way to do it, but there's I look at when I'm making music.
Is that a thing?
I think so.
I mean,
when TikTok
people's
blew
fucking
up, because
attention span these days.
on TikTok you can only have 1 minute like in the portion where you can pick from the song.
What?
So people started making these 1 minute songs trying to
I mean,
blow
that's
up.
kind of smart, but that's also like
Not creative in any
Yeah.
possible way. But I don't think that's the way to do it. But if
actually
you're making
I'm
a
about to go
song-
home and make a 1 minute song.
There's some people though that I've worked with where it's been like, all right, like I need another verse. The song's only like a minute 58, and I'm like, why though? Like there's some great songs like on like Pink Sweats on
Yeah.
his project.
Yeah.
He's got like a song that's like a minute 48 or something.
I
like
mean,
that.
like your favorite song was Island, and that's the shortest song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at the end of the day, if a song, if you feel like it's complete, it's complete.
Yeah.
Sure. Even if it's a minute or if it's
For
6.5 minutes.
Yeah.
you
For
know?
sure, for sure.
Um,
Well, going back to like Tyler the Creator, like and Pharrell.
Yeah.
Pharrell is like the ultimate bridge writer.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
he's so talented at just using the bridge to like take the song in a different direction.
Okay.
But it's not too weird.
Yeah.
And on Tyler the Creator's Igor, like, dude, the bridges on that fucking project are mind blowing.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
it just gives you such a cool new like, oh, that sounds different.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
like then they'll bring it back to like the original. So like my strategy for writing a lot of these songs was like, okay, the only way I really know how to write bridges is like, let me do a solo.
Okay.
So like a lot of the songs have a solo. Like the Mango has a sax solo, The Beach has like guitar solo, and that's like the bridge. But to study that like part of writing, like I wouldn't say it's a lost art, but in pop music it's just not common.
Right.
yeah.
And like that's what's so dope about Pharrell is that like he'll bring that know-how to like Ariana Grande
Okay.
and just change their whole shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, I absolutely love the project. I'm a big fan.
Word.
And I think everybody listening, not that this podcast is going to get you that many more listeners, but hey, at the end of the day, if you guys want to check it out, it's really, really, really good. So,
I
yeah.
appreciate it, guys. I really
Yeah,
do.
man.
Super dope. Yeah.
I'm excited for the next one. What do you feel like? Have you creatively? How long after you release something do you get that urge to like start up something new?
Man, like the day it actually hit like streaming platforms, I was like in the studio starting to write.
There's like
okay.
inspiration that
Absolutely.
comes from that.
If you're
yeah,
like
yeah.
if you're rolling, I mean, I get like, oh, I need a break. You know, if you're really burnt out, which it fucking happens, dude.
Yeah.
If you do everything, like there were days within the project where I'd just be like, dude, I gotta chill. And I like would just, you know, I would just not. I would do something else other than the music, but like still try and stay productive.
Yeah. For sure.
But yeah, like it can be fucking exhausting. Like before I even started this, like I've been writing songs, so I got like a vault of songs. So like the next thing would be have an actual album, a debut album.
Okay.
Where
yeah.
it's like legit, not, you know, short, not 7 songs, not 6 songs.
Yeah.
And like I have ideas and I have songs, so like I said, I'm just excited to put what I've learned from this into that, and then also collaborate with people, hopefully, you know,
Yeah,
because
for
like
sure.
shit, it was exhausting doing everything myself. Like I can't, you know.
Yeah, you don't want to do that again. Yeah.
I got it. Like that's really like limiting yourself to like your own abilities. One of the biggest lessons I learned from this shit is like, if you like, I want to see what teaming up with like real fucking specialists can do. Like, dude, if I had a mastering engineer master the shit, I don't know how much better it would sound.
Yeah.
Or if I had like a marketing team really market this shit.
Right.
Like, who knows?
Yeah.
Who fucking knows? But, you know, that's for the next one.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thanks for coming on, man. This was
Thank
super
you
fun.
guys so much, man.
Yeah.
Super dope.
Yeah, I'm excited for the next one, but definitely, guys, go check it out. Quarantine Beach, Timothy Salazar.
Yes, sir.
You're on every platform, right?
I'm on all platforms, man.
Cool.
Follow me on Instagram, Salazar Online. Follow this guy too, man.
Follow me
He's
on
blowing up,
Instagram.
bro.
Yeah, Matt, where can they follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram at @themattmog. Also, same thing on Twitter. But yeah.
Yep. Cool. Well, guys, there's new episodes every single Monday. We also have a second podcast called Peak to Middle School. That's the second one under the Farrar Productions family, the network we're trying to grow. So if you guys want to check it out, it's hosted by me and my buddy Kyle. It's been growing a lot. Also, you guys should leave a review of this show on the Apple Podcast app.
Do that.
So if you search Peak to Middle School and you click on
Or Not a Sheep.
let me re-say that. That's the other show. I did a podcast this morning too. I'm all messed up.
Right on. Hustling.
If you guys search Not a Sheep on Apple Podcasts and you click on it and you go to the bottom, just rate us 5 stars and write literally anything. It helps us out a lot. And the more reviews it gets, the more chances it gets to get like placed on like recommended and stuff like that. So with that being said, you guys can follow me.
Give it 5 stars.
Yes.
Is it 5? Is that a 5?
Yeah.
Give it 5 stars.
But yeah, you guys can follow me at Hey Narwhal on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
Oh,
plug.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got the 1-minute songs?
Dude, yo, if you ever make a 1-minute song, I'll use it.
Let's go.
But yeah, man, thanks again, and
let me real quick just give shout outs.
Yeah.
While we're at it.
Yeah.
Shout out Quarantine Beach Board of Directors, John and Rafi. Shout out Jet and Kurt. Shout out my mom and dad and my sister. I love you guys. And yo, Black Lives Matter.
Yes.
Justice for Jacob Blake. Man, we got to end all of the fucking bullshit, police brutality. And I really think the only way to do it is to abolish the police. That's my opinion. You don't have to believe it, but man, the shit is fucked. We gotta make some change. All right,
man.
Peace.
Yeah. Thank you guys once again. New episodes every single Monday, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.